Ms. Secretary, on mental health services, we were able to put money in the 2016 budget that gives you and the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration some opportunities to look at areas like Baltimore and Ferguson, Missouri that had substantial community unrest and look for what we might do additionally in the school building itself to provide some mental health assistance. How's that beginning to, what path forward are you seeing happen there with you and SAMHSA?
Appreciate the question. It's very important that we provide resources, additional resources in schools where students are struggling with the impact of events like those in Ferguson and Baltimore. We're in the early stages of developing the grant process that will allow us to award funds to communities that have had these challenges. We also want to work with those communities to provide technical assistance so that they can leverage existing funding streams, Title I, Title IV, to support the sort of school-based counseling and mental health services that are essential for those students.
Yeah. Well, as you know, kids who are victims of violence, witnesses of violent acts, surrounded by violence, have lots of things going on that make it hard to focus on the things that they otherwise would hopefully be focused on at school. So I'm very interested, and I know the committee is, on what you're doing there and the framework you're putting together to create this new opportunity. On charter schools, you've had a lot of experience with charter schools. You were the managing director of Uncommon Schools, charter management organization in New York, New Jersey, and Massachusetts, also your public school experience. What do you think charter schools add to the public school opportunities?
Yeah. We think charters are an important part of the public education landscape. Certainly the schools that I was associated with are demonstrating that with the right set of supports, high needs, low-income students can excel. We see all over the country examples of high-performing charters that are implementing strategies like a longer school day, more intensive professional development for teachers, wraparound services, strategies to try and support their students' success. We worry, on the other hand, that there are charters that are underperforming, and I think one of the critical elements in the success of the charter effort is quality authorizing. And so the Charter School Grant Program is a very important part of that, helping authorizers continue to improve their practice so that they are replicating high-performing charters and taking action to close charters that are not fulfilling the responsibilities of their charter agreements.
You know, we've got in St. Louis and Kansas City both a significant number of charter schools. We've had a few of those schools that didn't perform at a level that they needed to, but generally the schools that have performed have more and more competition of people who want to be in the lottery to get in. On the impact aid topic, I'm not going to say a lot about that, but where there's substantial federal land in a school district, usually that means you have longer bus routes, you have lots of things going on because of the geography that you have to deal with that is under federal control, and you also clearly take all of that land off the tax rolls. This is an annual submission on the part of the department, and it's an annual rejection by the committee that we keep cutting that impact aid. We're not going to do that again this year. And maybe that's all that needs to be said there. On student loan servicing, talk to me about that a little bit. I mean, I know you've gone to great detail to put metrics together to look at which servicers appear to have fewer students that aren't able to pay back the way we'd hope students would be able to pay back, but that doesn't seem to have anything to do with how you allocate new loans to be serviced by organizations.
As was required in the 2016 budget, we actually have a new allocation for the servicers, the TIVAs and the not-for-profits for the next few months through September based on our existing metrics. But our key concern is to make sure that servicers are doing a good job by students. We do have some concerns that our existing metrics don't necessarily account for the difference in the types of loans that have been managed by the TIVAs as opposed to the not-for-profits. And so as we move towards September, we're working to try and refine those metrics, and certainly we'll be eager to get input from all of you and from your staff and from the sector on how we ensure that the metrics are as fair as possible to borrowers. We want to make sure that the loans are distributed in a way that reflects best service to borrowers.
Borrowers, taxpayers, and future students who benefit from those revolving funds all need to be considered here. And so I think you're telling me that you're looking at the metrics you've now put together. You're looking at the loans that are behind those metrics, and hopefully the metrics will matter. And maybe your loan mix is something you want to look at. Senator Murray.